Day of Delight, a Jewish Shabbos in Ethiopia. Maxine Rose Schur. Pictures or illustrations by Brian Pinkney. Before the woodcock calls, when morning still looks like night, my mother rises, moving silently over the earth floor. She lifts the bamboo pipe from the wall and kneels over it with the earth. Again and again she blows through the pipe, again and again, until at her last breath rekindles yesterday's embers. As the fire grows, my mother mixes teff flour with water and pours it on the iron griddle. Now our jar our bread pancakes are sizzling. They're off the sheepskin covers and dressed in long showers. Father pours water from the gourd onto our outstretched hands on the muscle. Our table made of woven reeds. We eat our pancakes, washing them down with strong coffee. Suddenly we hear it, the clang of the iron gong, the boom of the big drums. My little brother Simcha runs to the door to watch. The elders are moving through the village, reminding us that Shabbat, the day of delight, begins at sundown. Father Rises pours sesame oil into the lantern and gathers his blacksmithing tools. He says to me, we have much work, and because of the Shabbat, I only half day to do it. My mother hands me a bag of roasted chickpeas for our lunch, and when I follow my father out of the hut, Simcha begs to go home. Our work's not for little ones. So cries, knowing they stay home to study letters, gather kindling, and shoo stray chickens out the door. In front of this, not far from our Uncle Baruch was fanning the fire with the goatskin bellows. Today we will make sickles for cutting down the teff grass, sickles to sell so we can buy meat, coffee, and salt. My father fits a piece of scrap iron onto the tongs and plunges it into the fire. Just before it melts, when it is sun-colored, he pulls it out, rests on the anvil. With one hand, he holds the tongs, and with the other, he taps his hammer on the hot iron, showing the exact spot where Uncle Baruch must let fall the heavy sledge. Clang, tap, tap, clang. Our metal music rings through our mountain village and echoes across the dark valleys. The charcoal fire reaches higher. With a long metal poker, I push the coals together until they are piled up like a little hill. It is my job to keep the flames big. And though my eyes are filled with smoke, I am happy, for my father promised me that later he would let me take the iron from the fire, all by myself. By the time the morning sun lights the mountaintops, the rest of the villagers are working. I see my mother in front of the hut, sitting with the other potter woman. Her hands fly like two brown swallows. First she pulls and pinches the red clay till it is soft and pillant. Then she rolls out the long skinny snakes that she coils around to shape a tall jug. Later she will decorate it with juniper leaves, pigeon feathers, and glass beads. Today she has so much to do beside making the jugs. She must sweep with the horsehair broom, prepare what? Our peppery chicken stew, and bake double, our wet Sabbath bread. Simcha kneels in the dirt beside her, scratching alphabet letters of a sycamore twig. Outside, old Yuri sits in a hole weeping. His gray eye loom is attached to his big toes by strings, and his toes are straight as he moves them up and down. The strings lift the wooden slat that makes the threads weave together. A few feet away, Yuri's wife cleans and spins the raw cotton. They do not speak to each other. Yuri must concentrate. He cannot even shoo flies away. His cloth starts to pucker. He will have to undo the threads and start again. Old Yuri's toes move up and down hour after hour after hour. 2 weeks he will have turned the wild mountain cotton into a milky white shama to sell at the market. As I tend the fire, I look toward the hills. I see our men work the soil. They are sharecroppers, farmers who plow the damp, dark land. They do down. I can see Reuben moving slowly, stumbling behind two oxen. His long plow opens the earth, readying it to receive 2 seeds of teff, the grain we use to make our bread. Our people depend on a good crop, and every year we wonder, will the teff grass grow tall and green, bringing enough money to buy meat? Will there be enough rain to start new life within the seeds at all? I am only 10, but I can remember the year when the sky gave no rain at all. When the gray locusts came through covering the fields like great Shama, destroying the crops within hours. Birds too are trim trouble. They love to eat the newly planted seed, but Reuben and the farm planned well. Reuben platforms soon thus fresh seeds around